Hi everyone, this is day 2 of building the game I've always wanted to play. So today I'm going to continue building the story and the gameplay. That's gonna be the first task. Continue building the story and gameplay. And the second task is gonna be, I did download Unreal Engine, so I'm gonna launch it today and explore the viewport, learn a little bit of the basics. Launch Unreal Engine and explore the viewport. Also today I'm going to make a basic shape for the alien spaceship design. That's going to be one of the most important assets in this game because it's always going to be on the sky, always visible, unless it's like a cloudy day or something. So I need a unique design. Make a basic shape for the alien spaceship design. Yeah, so that's it for today. Yesterday I did make some changes to the story. I didn't go live, but I did thought a lot about the story and it didn't really make sense, the fact that there was an asteroid and everything. So yeah, this is the new story. The arrival. Massive alien motherships arrived out of nowhere with zero warning. There was no asteroid impact and no years of waiting. So basically it just happened, like maybe one morning or one evening. Spaceships just arrived. No one knew they were in the sky or saw them coming. The current era. The game takes place exactly 10 years after the arrival. The alien ships still loom in the sky. No, wait. I missed something here. Yeah, this is the part where... Okay, I didn't really take a lot of time to organize these ideas, but... Okay, yeah, this is the part. The strategic hack. Instead of a traditional physical bombardment, the aliens executed a total network intrusion to immediately paralyze global infrastructure. Any device with modern microprocessors, network cards, or digital engine control units, I don't know what this is, was permanently deactivated. Any older purely mechanical machinery and vehicles like vintage carbureted gas engines or mechanical diesels still function. So basically just the new machines that were hacked. Okay, I need a minute to see something. Okay, so I'm just gonna like organize these ideas and have a finished story. I'm happy with the story now. Let's just take this one too. Open a new window. This way I can see everything. Yeah, this is good. So I'm not gonna go with this plot anymore. So we're gonna delete all of this. One day, alien spaceships in the sky. one spaceship per continent, and then machines started to turn. It turns out that, okay, this is gonna go. In the game, players play as one survivalist and must avoid enemies, which include okay, so I need to split these notes in half. The story in one note, and then the gameplay in one note. The game players will play as one of the survivalists and must avoid enemies, which includes other soul survivals, organized survival groups. I think I have this part somewhere here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give this to the AI and let it like organize everything for me, because it's gonna take some time and it's gonna be boring to do it. I think I'm gonna do the same conversation. These are my ideas. Organize them all and split them into two parts. Story, the events, story alone, and gameplay. I think that's it. Now I'm gonna do, this one's gonna be the story, and this is gonna be gameplay. Organized as requested. Note, your document contains two sets of contradictory information. I've flagged these clearly rather than picking one, since merging them silently would produce a broken, inconsistent doc. Part 1 story conflict. Two origin stories present. Oh yeah, I forgot, I should have removed the asteroid part first. No asteroid, direct invasion. Okay, I have to do this from scratch because the AI now is confused. Let's remove the first part, impact. An asteroid strikes Earth. Yeah, this needs to go. There's still going to be a material, but it's not going to be an alien material. Just an advanced material from Earth. The material acts as a bridge. It is the only thing that allows external access control over a device. No, this is not working anymore. Over the following decades, the material... Yeah. The invasion. Alien spaceships appear in the sky, one per continent. The ships need to be in close range. Okay, I'm thinking I should start a new conversation. In the world of this game, there wasn't anything that happened that changed the shape of Earth. Yeah, this is for the Earth. It doesn't matter for now. Okay, I did add that one. And the robots are actively searching, relocating to hunt remaining survivals. Current state. The invasion. Alien spaceships appear. Let's make it 2050. That way the game is still gonna look a little bit realistic, futuristic. Alien spaceships appear in the sky, one per continent. Ships need to be in close range of the material close range to access to close range to attack systems remotely. Machines built from the material, primarily robots, turn against humanity, hunting and killing them. Machines or robots mostly. Machines. Let's just say machines, primarily robots, turn against humanity, hunting and killing them. The reveal: the asteroid was not natural. It was the reveal. I don't need this. The alien plan is still in progress. Most of humanity has already been killed. Surviving robots continue actively hunting remaining humans, relocating across the map and using existing security cameras and drones. Originally human-built infrastructure. The search for survival. I might not need this part. The aliens can replace robots indefinitely, and the material itself is fully recyclable. Salvaged from destroyed robots and machines, making it functionally an infinite in-world resource. Player experience in narrative display. The game has no single protagonist and no fixed location. It's a global systemic event. Players take on the role of survivalists trying to stay alive. Story context is entirely optional. A player can start playing with zero knowledge of the backstory and survive purely through gameplay systems. Lore is delivered through environmental storytelling, video clips, paper news, etc. Enemy type: unarmored humans vulnerable to normal bullets. Organized survival groups. Build quick, temporarily camps, move on after short periods. Alien-controlled robots, made from the material, immune to normal. Let's just say, let's cut this part. Immune to normal bullets, require material-based ammo. Wild animals vulnerable to normal bullets. Staying in one place is dangerous. Mobile bases are the intended optimal playstyle. Combat approach depends on preparation. Ammo tires, normal bullets, material-based bullets, scarce, must be crafted, salvaged from robot parts, required to damage robots, crafting gate, salvaged robot plates cannot be forged using primitive tools. The hunting network, the alien faction is not hacking human electronics directly. Instead, the autonomous corrupted human are actively to tap. Okay, this should go as well. Map zones. Robots heavily dominate and patrol the ruined cities. Consolidated ammo economy. Universal recycling. The ammo bench serves. Okay. This is the no story. The arrival. Massive alien mothership. Okay, I'm gonna need to bring this one here so it makes sense. This is a miss now. Cut. This one should go here. The strategic hack. Instead of traditional physical bombardment, the aliens executed a total network intrusion to immediately paralyze global infrastructure. The current era. The game takes place exactly 10 years after the arrival. The alien ships still loom in the sky, and the hijacked machine army continuously hunts the remaining human survivals. Brick technology. Any device? Alright. I think it's good now. The material and ammo economy. Human-made alloy. Lightweight materials for robot armor. The navigation systems. Vehicle scale constraints. Interior building geometry. Okay. Let's give it the prompt again. A quick setup circumstance that they use to stay in one spot for small periods. I'm gonna add this one too, I think. The robots are actively searching and relocating now to remain survivors. Okay, I'm gonna add this one here. Players can fight with the robots given they have a right to equipment and weapons. The aliens are capable of controlling things like robots, but maybe... Okay, I already have this one. It happened that changed the shape of Earth. The alien wanted until the material. This one, I don't need it. And finally, this last part. And the gameplay as well plays on survivalists. Okay, this is the last part. You know, let's start a new conversation. I'm gonna split. Well, I'm gonna make one conversation, one for the story and one for the gameplay. How do I start a new conversation? No chat. Here we go. This all matches how we've been working together. No need to reset. Okay, I think it does remember the prompt from the first one, but it doesn't hurt to say this again. This, let's just copy this one. Current state. We'll copy everything. Okay, so there's gonna be one note for story and another one for gameplay. I already have it here. I might need another one for, I don't know. We'll see. But before I do this, I need to make a change to the logo. I was thinking maybe I could maybe do this. I don't know if it's gonna look any better. Okay, we'll do that and then remove this vertice. Oh, it's okay. I have to remove this bottom half for now. I'm gonna remove the top one so that it stays on the surface. I'm gonna do that and remove this vertice. I think, wait, I didn't really... Okay, I need to move it to the middle like this. Okay, this is better now. Okay, that's it. Okay, maybe this part needs to be extended a little bit. But I don't know how to extend it along its edges. It does curve a little bit. Extrude vertices? No. New edge face from vertice, connect. Extrude edges. Okay, I'm just gonna do extrude edges and hope that it's straight. Okay, that should do. Okay, now I need a little more. Like this. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna take... No, I can't do that. Let's just create a vertex here. And then cut it like this. Okay, this does look a little bit better. Maybe I can do the same for this one too. Okay, this is definitely much better. I'm gonna try and bevel these edges and see what this is gonna look like. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Maybe I can try and do this. No, I'm just gonna leave it the way it was, just like that. That's it. I need one last in, and then I'll go back to finish the story. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this for later. So let's see what the AI gave us. Fractured Earth design notes organized. Part 1 story. Material origin, world stats. Part 2 gameplay, enemy, navigation. Okay, this looks good. Let's start with the story. I hope it didn't cut any part from what I gave it. Oh, this is the wrong note story. 2050, the arrival. Okay, let's do... Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at 2050. Because at least by 2050, I think there's gonna be enough robots in the world for this alien invasion plot to work. I mean, there has to be enough, because otherwise it won't be really enough for the aliens to kill all humans. The arrival. Massive alien motherships appeared globally. One per continent, with zero warning. No asteroid impact. No years build-up. That's unnecessary. The strategic hack. Instead of strategic hack, let's remove this part. Instead of physical bombardment, aliens executed a total network intrusion to paralyze global infrastructure. Ships need to be in close range to attack systems remotely. Following the hack, machines, primarily robots, turned against humanity, hunting and killing en masse. Break technology. Any device with modern microprocessors, network cards, or digital ECUs was permanently deactivated. Smartphones, laptops, Wi-Fi, modern smart cars. Dead even if brand new. The analog loophole. Only purely mechanical machinery, vehicles, vintage carbureted I don't know what this means. Gas engines, mechanical diesels still function, since they have no digital nodes for the alien signal to hijack. This makes them the only viable mobile-based vehicles. Current era. The game takes place exactly 10 years after the arrival. Alien ships, that means it's gonna take place in 2060. 20 years after the arrival. (2060). Alien ships still loom in the sky. The hijacked machine army continues hunting survivors. Aliens can replace robots indefinitely. Okay, the aliens actually can't do that. Let's do alien controlled. And the materials for recyclable, salvageable, functioning as an infinite in-world resource. Alien controlled robots can replace themselves indefinitely. That way, there's always gonna be an enemy in the world. Okay. And the material is fully recyclable, salvageable, functioning as an infinite in-world resource. Material origin. Human-made alloy. The ultra-durable, lightweight material used for robot armor is a pre-war human-engineered alloy, not an alien substance. Okay, there's no need to mention that. Because the material in its armor-piercing blueprints are of human origin, manufacturing ammunition from salvage is lore justified as straightforward. World state. Ongoing extermination. Most of humanity has already been killed. Surviving robots actively hunt remaining humans, relocating across the map and using existing security cameras and drones to search for survivors. Player experience in narrative delivery. No single protagonist, no fixed location, a global systemic event. I don't think this is important. Or I'm just gonna leave it. Players take on the role of survivalist trying to stay alive. I mean, for sure, that's the whole story. I don't need to say that. Story context is entirely optional. A player can survive with zero backstory knowledge purely through gameplay systems. Lore is delivered through environmental storytelling, video clips, paper news, and story-based objectives scattered throughout the world. Alright, this is good now. Let's go to the gameplay. Enemy types. Solo survivals, unarmored humans vulnerable to normal bullets, organized survival groups. Build quick, temporarily camps, move on after short periods. Alien-controlled robots, immune to normal bullets, require material-based ammo. Wild animals vulnerable to normal bullets. Core survival loop. Staying in one place is dangerous. Robots reactively patrol and relocate. I mean, it's not dangerous. It's you're not gonna be able to progress a lot if you stay in one space. Robots actively patrol and relocate, using cameras, drones to detect survivors. Organized survival group follow the same logic in world. Quick setups, camps for short periods, then move on. Mobile bases, vehicle based, are the intended optimal playstyle over permanent settlement. Alternative, find an abandoned building and shelter there, as long as you avoid detection. Combat approach depends on preparation. Unprepared players rely on stealth. Prepared players, right weapon ammo, can engage robots directly. Ammo system. Normal bullets, easy to craft, find, effective versus unarmed humans and animals, and effective versus armored robots. Takes a lot of bullets to kill one robot. maybe 1 or 2 mags. Material-based bullets, scars crafted from salvaged robot machine parts, required to damage robots. Crafting gate. Salvaged robot plates can't be forged with primitive tools, requires a specialized high-tier crafting bench to melt shape the material into ammunition. Consolidated ammo economy. The ammo bench is the sole workstation for all ballistic needs. Raw salvaged plates are fed directly into its input slot, with recycling happening in the same machine footprint. No separate structure needed. Recycling loop. Intact military rounds are rare to find. Players must hunt robots, salvage armored plates, and feed them into the ammo bench to recycle into usable ammunition. Map world design. Map zones. Robots heavily dominate and patrol ruined cities. Surrounding forests act as safe zones. Mobile bases are used to venture into cities for high-tier loot, then execute rapid escapes back to nature when pursued. Navigation UI. No permanent digital if you don't prefer to engage. If you don't prefer to engage. 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 I forgot how to write engage. Engage. Okay, hold on a second. Engage in a fight. Oh, it's the same way. Yeah, never mind. Engage in a fight. Navigation UI. No permanent digital HUD minimap. Diegetic map UI. Players trigger an animation to physically hold up a paper map in first-person view. Okay, for now the game is just gonna be in first person. Casual mode. Paper map shows a real-time tracker icon for players' vehicle location. Survival mode. Paper map has no live markers. Players cross-reference visible landmarks, roads with an analog dashboard compass mounted in the vehicle. So there's gonna be 2 modes. Casual mode, which is gonna focus more on having fun and exploring the map and everything else, and then survival mode. This is gonna be like, it's like hardest difficulty. Mobile base. Vehicle constraints. Microvans cars are excluded from the mobile base pool. Entry-level convertible vehicles such as mid-sized vans or light commercial trucks. Capacity standard. The smallest eligible vehicle's interior must accommodate all 3 core crafting structures: ammo bench, armor bench, equipment bench, simultaneously without obstructing player movement or clipping the first-person camera mesh. It's gonna be a challenge to do this mobile base system. But fine, I have AI on my side, so it shouldn't really be that difficult. Mobile base. Interior building geometry. Simplified topology. Strictly straight flat vertical walls. Uniform rectangle cargo boxes. Organic curves. Wheel well intrusions and chassis slants are eliminated from buildable zones. Ensures a clean, predictable 3D transform grid for aligning, rotation, snapping walls. Storage and benches without collision clipping bugs. So, yeah. I still have a bunch of notes here for the gameplay and story. Armor bench. There's gonna be 3 benches. This one is unnecessary. 1 for equipment like grenades, maybe fixed weapon. I don't think you're gonna be able to craft weapons. It just doesn't make sense. Instead, you can fix them. And there's probably gonna be, maybe you don't even need a bench for it. So this bench is gonna be for like grenades, maybe. Molotovs, or whatever you wanna have with you. And then there's gonna be an ammo bench to craft ammo, and armor bench. for the armor. Training building, you can go to a building where you can train your aim with various. You need to bring... I'm gonna go through all of this later. There wasn't anything that happened that changed the shape of... okay. For the building, not all world has to be buildable. I'm gonna have to leave this until the full version of the game. For the demo, it's just gonna be a simple game. I want to give it a story, like players explore what happened throughout discoveries. I've already said this, but like CDs, you can play into TVs that still work. Killing this. Your Lord stats macro. You already have environment to... Are the cities unique? Hand-placed discoveries tied to specific locations, labs, or replicable pools found across facilities. So the idea is that some EVs can be found, and you can feed them CDs or tapes. Let's just do tapes. Old TVs, not the new ones that have been hacked. Players can watch some interviews or clips that will give them context or bits of the story of this world. You already have environmental storytelling, video clips, paper news, and story-based as defined. If both exist, how did they differ in practice? TV mechanics plus in that, or add in a second separate system? Do CD players and modern TVs run on digital chips too? If so, how? I answered this. Are these CDs unique, hand-placed discoveries tied to specific locations, labs, or repeatable pools found across many facilities? So the idea is that the TVs can be found as well as CDs, tapes. Let's say tapes, and you can feed them the tapes. Okay, hold on. Found, and you can feed them tapes that can also be found. In random locations. Does finding any and playing a CD require a working TV to already be in that location, or does the player need to find both separately? What happens if a player finds a CD with no compatible TV nearby? We'll just save it, I guess. Once played, is the clip logged to playable somewhere, or is it in one-time watch? And does missing it mean that piece of story? Alright, so the clip is a one-time watch, but if the player wants to watch it again, they can just pull it out of the TV and then put it back in, and the clip will repeat. Time watch. Players can pull it out, then put it back in to rewatch. Okay, this is one way to find out about the story of the game while playing without doing the campaign. I'm gonna have to make some clips that players can watch on the TVs, basically like interviews or like pieces of news. Context. Uh, the tapes will include interviews with people discussing possible theories, and I don't know how to write theory. This is it. And clips from news, etc. You said only purely mechanical analog machinery survived the hack because it lacks digital nodes. Do old CRT-style TVs in tape players actually have zero digital components, and does that hold up against how you've defined the brick technology rules so far? Alright, so some machines are hacked, others are not. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be very specific. These are old TVs for some reason they don't have like newer chips. That's why they weren't hacked, and the players can still play them. Tapes and TVs are two separate finds that both have to line up before a player sees any content. How does that interact with your stated design that story context should be fully optional and not gate core survival gameplay? Is there a cap on how many tape TV pairs exist in the world, or could a player theoretically stumble on the same handful of tapes multiple times across his playthrough? If interviews present possible theory rather than confirmed fact, are any of them meant to contradict each other or mislead the player, or are pointing toward one consistent math truth? You already have paper notes as a low delivery method. What does a tape TV clip communicate that paper note couldn't? Is that distinction worth the extra system, tape plus TV plus insert eject mechanic, to build and animate? Okay, the last question is important because this is a lot of work just for... Okay, this part is gonna be in the full game, and then the demo, I'm gonna add just okay, the TV plus tapes and all its requirements will be included in the full game. The demo will have only newspaper that can be found on the ground, and players can pick them up and read them same way they read the map in first person full screen. Sum this up. This is going to be a part of the gameplay. Fractured Earth, low delivery scope, full game TV, the demo. TV plus tape system not included. Nose beepers only. Put this in one paragraph. Fractured Earth, The full game will include a TV and tape system where players can find analog TVs and separate tapes scattered in the world. Insert a tape into a compatible TV. It's gonna be just one TV. It's not like there's gonna be a lot. To watch a one-time clip, interviews with people theorizing about what happened, plus news clips, and can pull the tape out and reinsert it to be watched later. The demo will not include this system, instead story context. And the demo comes only from the newspapers found on the ground, which players pick up and read it in first person the same way they read the map. Okay. What's next? Okay, I think enough of the story and gameplay. I'm gonna move to task 2. Launch Unreal Engine and explore the viewports. Alright. Let's see what we're gonna have to deal with. Resources for absolute beginners. Introduction to Unreal Engine. If you're completely new to Unreal Engine, this fully interactive tutorials for you. Okay, let's play this. This is taking too long for just for whatever this is. Alright, let's see what Unreal Engine 5.0 documentation. I'm gonna need to download all of this later, so I can feed them to cloud, and if I need any questions, I'll just ask it. Welcome to Unreal Engine 5. Let's get started by learning to move around in the editor. Hold the right mouse button and move the mouse to look around. Okay. Hold the right mouse button and use the W, A, S, and D keys to fly. Okay, yep, this is fast. Okay. When you're comfortable with this, start the game by pressing the green play button and the toolbar above this 3D viewport. I suppose this is the one. Okay. Game is running, place is key. Alright. At each station in this tutorial, you'll learn about how to edit the world and see how your changes affect the game experience. On your left is a handy written companion. Follow along for hints and details on all the concepts you'll encounter. Hold on, I have some questions first. I am playing now the Unreal Engine beginner tutorial, and I'm wondering if there is okay, and there is no sound. I should be able to hear footsteps, no? Or maybe they didn't bother, it's just because it's just probably a tutorial. Quick check first, is it the tutorial video itself that has no sound? No. No, the play in editor. Not the Olay in editor. Says it has an hardware bottleneck issue. Your specs is a direct check windows. Okay, so was this supposed to have sound perspective? Hey, can I change to third person? A lit wireframe only, detail lighting only, reflections, player collision, visibility collision, path tracing. Okay, so I don't really need sound for this. 1/16 moving objects. There are 3 ways you can adjust an object. Okay, I know this. R, E, W. The keys are different from Blender. But this is easy. I'll figure out later. Maybe I can remap the keys. You can add no objects to the world from the content drawer. Where is the content drawer? Oh, this one at the bottom. There are some sample meshes in the folder, content level prototyping meshes. Try dragging some in so you can get across this gap. Press ESC to return editing. Okay, this is where the content drawer was before. Now it's gone. Oh, here I found it. Where did they put the... There are some sample meshes in the folder content. So this is content, level prototyping, meshes. Okay. Let's go up a little bit. It's too much like this. And then let's, I think this is what we're gonna need. R to E to rotate, R to scale. What does S do? Okay, let's scale it up like this. E to rotate. How do I move it around? I forgot. Let's go back to the first one. T to move, okay. And T to move it. Alright, I should be able to climb now. Okay, good. Details panel. Try to walk up this ramp and you'll sink right through. It has no collision setup. You can use the details panel to change settings like this. Click the ramp. Then change its collision presets to black all. Alright, should I go? What should I do? Click the ramp. Where is the ramp? Details, transform. I'm kind of lost here. Is this click the ramp, then change its collision? Let's just go back. Okay, what is this? Okay, details, world building. But I don't see the ramp. Oh, I see it. Okay, hold on. I don't see the world building building part. The ramp didn't change its collision preset to all black. What is its collision preset? This is gonna take forever. Oh, okay, I got it now. I got it. Collision preset should be down here. And then click black all. Stimulate. Collision presets, default, black all. Okay, we should be able to climb now. Try to walk up this ramp and you'll sink right through. It has no collision setup. Okay, I think I got it. Wait. Did I? I still can't climb. You can see you can use the details panel to change settings like this. Click the ramp, then change its collision presets to black all. Collision preset. Alright, I think I didn't do this properly. This is collision preset. This is what I'm supposed to do, black all. Okay, got it. Okay, again. I should be able to climb now. Yes, good. Uh, 4 out of 16 outliner. There is a hidden object blocking the way across the bridge. The outliner on the right lists all the objects in the world. Delete the one named blocking volume to clear the way. Let's search for blocking volume. How do I delete it? Okay, that worked. I just pressed the delete button on my keyboard. Okay, I should be able to pass now. Yeah. Five out of 16. Oh, this is cool. I can see my reflection. Materials. Materials define how the surfaces of the objects react to light. You can change them or create your own in the material editor. Click this ball. Find its blue material in the details panel and double click its icon to start editing. Try changing its base color, metallic, and roughness settings. Okay, we're gonna click the ball and go to material. Where is it? Blue material on the details panel. This is the details panel, and this is a static mesh. Oh, this is material. Yeah, it's okay. This is where we change the material. I think base color. Does the color change? Yeah. Okay, how do I change the roughness and metallic on all of these? Lightness. Metallic. And then roughness. Let's do 0. Should be reflective now. Save still. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, good. This is just a light. Can I turn this ball into a light source? Let's see if I can figure this out on my own. gonna go to transform. Maybe if there's like some kind of an emitter or something. Physics, stimulate physics. Let's see if I push it, if it's gonna move. No, I think it's too heavy. Oh wait, it's moving it. Hold on. Yes, it's moving now. Now it's back. If I did remove the stimulate physics, it shouldn't be able to move. Oh, I just noticed now it's a little bit under the ground, and when I do stimulate physics, it does stay on the surface. Stimulate physics. Let's see if I can turn it into a light source. Static sphere. Enable gravity. Linear damping. Gyroscope. Torque enabled. I can't wait to learn what all of this means. Physics actor. Lighting overridden light map. I don't think this does anything. Light mass settings. Cooking. I don't know what this means. Okay, never mind. Let's just move on. Now it's fully on the surface. Let's see if I can take it with me to the next phase. Okay, hold on. Oh, stop. Okay, let's go in there. Okay. This is I think the effects section. Particle effects. Particle systems stimulate a wide range of visual effects, from simple bursts of sprites like this to complex fluid stimulations. You create them using the Niagara editor. Click the center of this effect, find its Niagara system asset in the details panel, and double-click it to edit. Try changing settings like spawn count and see how it changes the effect. Alright, what should I click? Okay, hold on, let's remove this path tracing. Let's do just let. And we select the... Okay, this is the surface. This is the platform, and this is the effect. Okay. Click the center of this effect, find its Niagara system asset and the details panel. This is the details panel. Niagara. What is this? Niagara tech behavior. Use brips. Use component tech groups. Niagara utilities. Double click to edit it. What should I double click? This one? Okay. Oh, this is the blueprint. Emitter symmetry, emitter spawn, audio. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. If I find the Niagara system asset in the details panel and double click it to edit it, try changing settings like spawn count. Where is the spawn count? Particle spawn count. Initialize particle. Let's see what happens. Okay, shape location. Can I do... Okay, this is a lot of nodes for just one practical effect. Clamp, random, want inbox. Will affect 24 dependent assets across all versions. This is a lot for just this. Good thing I'm not making a fantasy game. And well, let's just move on. Where's the ball? Oh, it's back. Oh, come on. You're coming with me. Meta sounds. Can I hear it from here? Yeah. The sound is fine. I can hear it in both my ears. You can use meta sounds to create and control audio in real time with precise timing. This fork plays a procedurally made tune. To tweak it, select the fork and change the random seed setting and the details. I'm gonna click procedure, don't tweak it, select the fork and change its random seed. Random seed in the details panel. Editing blueprint. Audio. Can I collapse this one? This is all still new to me. I'm gonna have plenty of time to learn this. Physics. Okay. Physics, yeah, sure. Unreal offers realistic physics simulations from simple rigid body interactions to detailed vehicle movement. Try pushing these objects around and see how they react. I've already done that. Okay, what's wrong with the lighting here? Okay, I think this is the lighting section. This room can get dark. While editing, you can place a light by holding down L and clicking the left mouse button. You can also add lights from the Place Actors panel or the Quick Add menu on the toolbar. Try lighting this room. Sure, let's bring down the sun here. While editing, click the left mouse button. You can also place a light by holding down L. This is it. Okay, not bad. T to move, right? No, it's not moving. I'm clicking T, but they're not letting me move the light. Why? So I can't move the light, or what is wrong with this? Let's add another one here. Where am I? Wait. Animations, no. I think this is where I left, yeah. Let's do Alt T here. Then another Alt T here. I don't know why I can't move the lights. Once I place them, T. Okay, let's just move on. In the shadow, does the shadow work with these lights? Or do I have to enable it? I think I need to enable it somewhere else. Okay. Animation. Unreal offers a wide array of character animation tools. You can create rigs, can animate directly in engine, as well as create complex logic to blend animations. Sequencer. Sequencer is Unreal's timeline-based animation tool for cinematics and cutscenes. You can use it to animate objects, cameras, audio, and effects, then organize and render them all. Walk over this platform to trigger a camera playthrough made in Sequencer. Oh, this is me still moving in real time. I'm going in circles. I think this is the same way they do it in GTA. And the cinematic view, probably. Blueprint. Okay, this way is closed. Blueprint is visual scripting language that you can use to create logic and manage events. Like this switch that unlocks the door. For a challenge, see if you can figure out how to make the light move the door change, how to make the light above the door change color the same way the other lights do. Yeah, I see what they're asking me to do, but how do I, okay, let's try and figure out how. So we're gonna go to this one and sphere. Can I move this one with T? Why is T not working here? R is to scale. Okay, this one's working. E to rotate it, which works, and T to move it doesn't work. Why? Help. Let's try Y, R, T, W. Earlier they said T, not W, but whatever. Let's go to detailed. Okay, we have three. This slide has three parts. Let's go edit an editor. Get bend event to trigger. How do I move this? Right mouse. Okay. Custom event flip, flop. Calendar one, target. I think I should take this one, put it here. No. Flip flop. Okay. Event. Custom event. The custom event is probably the door open. Flip flop. A. B is a red. Pick a return value. Target. Alright, this is a lot to learn. Action for 2 pins. Add. Let's do green. Place a new node. Oh, no. Show exec Yeah, I can't really do this. I have no clue how to use blueprints. So let's just move on. It doesn't change the color or anything. I'm pretty sure like if I just go to the blueprint of one of these, probably I'm gonna see that I'm gonna catch the difference. Let's see what this one has. Wait, is it the same or let's click this one. A, B. I'm still on the same blueprint. This is confusing. Never mind, I'm gonna move on. Templates. Templates give you starting points for building your own experiences. They include pre-made assets, project settings, and sometimes additional variants to customize your content. To create a new project from a template, start the engine from the launcher, or choose File, New Project from its main menu. Lyra, crop out, stack obot. Samples. Samples showcase engine features and show how to build full games. You'll find them in the launcher sample page. Want a simple game project to start with? Try StackObot. Or feel free to just stay here for a while and continue digging into what's in this project. Taking apart existing content is the best way to learn how to make something unreal. Game animation sample. Okay, it's time to start the project. So I just went through this tutorial and I'm ready to start. How should I do this? I should probably create a project first. That's a direction call, not a technical how-to decision. What does start mean to you right now? Locking out a test level to move around in, setting up basic player movement, shooting. Alright, first I'm gonna need to build the map. First, I need to build the map of the island and drop one character to move around and then continue building the mechanics and adding assets to it. One project that I keep adding into. You've already defined a demo first strategy with small map and limited assets. Does building the island right now mean the full intended map? Or placeholders graybox version scaled to that demo scope? One project I keep adding into with no separation between testing and final work. If an experiment mechanic asset blueprint breaks something later, what's your plan for isolating or reverting that without losing progress on the rest? You're building the map before any core mechanics exist. How will you know the island's skill layout or terrain actually supports the movement, shooting mechanics you plan to add later, versus needing rework once those mechanics exist? With zero prior experience, have you set any target of how large or detailed this island build is before you stop move to mechanics, or is the build island open-ended until it feels done? So the plan is still the same. I need you to guide me how I can start a project where I'm going to make an island that is approx 1.5 kilometers. Is that a big map for a demo? Then, once the island is built, I will create project. I will create another project where I can test the mechanics. No, I will duplicate this map project where I can test the mechanics, then import them to the original one. Okay, so basically the plan is just I want to continue building the map as one part, and then on the other hand, I want to test the mechanics in another project. That way, like, I don't just spend all the time building mechanics. I can build in one project and then test in another. So I can build the map. And test. Porting them to the main project. Oh, okay. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start the project now for the map. Should be no level. How did I get out of here? Back. No project, yeah. Intro to Unreal. Film, video, live events, architecture. Project default, blueprint. Choose whether to create a blueprint or CC+ project. Note, you can also add blueprints to CC+. Okay, I'm gonna give this to Cloud and see what each of this means. On the 1.5 kilometer question, that's for you to weight against your own demo scope, not me. How does 1.5 kilometer compare to what you define as small map? Alright, actually before I start the project, I'm gonna go to Blender and see how big is this 1 kilometer. Let's do cube. This is gonna be like for a human. Probably this is average size. Okay, so this is the character. Let's add a plane and scale it. Add 1.5 kilometer. That's like 1,500 meters. So it should be as big as this. This is the character. Okay, it's a pretty big map. Random. Alright, so the plan here, this is what the island is gonna look like. So it's gonna be shaped like this. Something like this, yeah. And there's gonna be a bridge somewhere here. This is the bridge that connects the island to the big map, this city. That's how big this bridge has to be. Yeah, still needs to be smaller. Maybe like this. They're just big enough so that a normal vehicle can do a U-turn. Normal vehicle is like something like this. It's still big. This should be enough. It should be like a large bridge. Maybe I should just do like 1 kilometer. Maybe this is too much. Let's add 0 here. And another one here. Okay, this is just, okay, 1 kilometer is enough. So this part of the island is gonna be the forest. This part. And this is gonna be like, there is gonna be like some buildings here, houses. Maybe a large factory here, where there's gonna be a lot of robots inside. Few buildings around. Yeah, this is still a large map. Let me see. On the one compared to what you define as small map, limited assets for the demo, what's your reference point for big versus small at this stage? Setting up the island project. Setting up separate mechanics test project. Import and tested mechanics. 2 things to know going in. Migrate copies file doesn't merge changes. If a file with the same name already exists in the destination, it'll ask to overwrite and there is no diff. Undo for that. Also, duplicating for projects like this, it's storage fast. Each copy can be several gigabyte plus once you add assets. How big is... Okay, let's see what map I should see. A small map. For example, in Arc Raiders, Damn Battlegrounds. How big is Damn Battlegrounds map in Arc Raiders? I couldn't find an official size figure. It says that the Damn Battleground map is roughly 2.5 square kilometers, but that source where it's like an unofficial. If you want an exact number to sanity, I take that 2.5 figure as a loose ballpark rather than confirmed. So let's just say it's 2 kilometers. Damn Battleground. Arc Raiders. Oh, this is a big map. I don't know if the 2.5 kilometers covers this area, which you can't go into, or maybe this is just playable area here. But this should be small enough for a demo. So basically, yeah, this is gonna be the forest with a lot of trees and wild animals. This is gonna be a few houses here. There's gonna be like some roads, something like that, and some dirt roads in the forest as well, where you can drive the mobile base. And this map is gonna be surrounded by water, and the bridge is gonna be cut somewhere here. And there's gonna be like fog, so you're gonna know this is a city. You can see like some silhouettes of buildings here for the large city, but it's gonna be fog, so you won't be able to see anything. We're not gonna be able to see a lot. Basically, you can walk all the way up here, and you're not gonna be able to pass. Yeah, this is it. Let's see how many buildings the demo needs. So let's say a building is probably this big. Small house, probably. It's actually bigger than I thought. I was thinking just only like a few houses. Okay, let's make it a little bit smaller. Because this is only the demo, not the full map. So let's do, instead of 10, let's do maybe 6 here. Then another 6 here. So like 0.6 kilometers. This is big enough actually. So there's one house here, maybe a few houses like this. And this is gonna be like a beach. There's gonna be sand and then water. And over here is gonna be like maybe a large factory. Something like this. Or maybe the factory should be here in the forests. Because after all, it's a factory, it shouldn't be close to houses. So something like this. And over here is gonna be like some smaller buildings, maybe like, I don't know, just some small school or something. And then the bridge. Okay, this should work. So this part will be for, it's the factory is gonna be here, merged with the forest, inside the forest. So there's gonna be trees all over here. And a bunch of buildings on this side. Okay. Uh, let's. What should I do? What should I do here? I want the map to be 0.6 kilometers. We'll save this one as map sketch. Template. You currently have Intro to Unreal selected, blue highlight. That's a sample project loaded with pre-made tutorial assets and content, not a clean starting point for your actual game. For starting your own project, your real options are blank, empty project, no character, no controls setup. First person comes with a working FPS character camera already wired. Third person comes with... Okay, I'm gonna go with the third person. But what should I select? First person. Okay, this one. Pick whichever matches what you want to test movement in first. Project name, location. Should I do... Okay, if I choose first person, can I build the map in this project and have the movement tested there as well? Yes. So you can build your landscape and test movement in it directly. No separate project needed for that part. Worth flagging. Earlier we were planning a separate project just for testing mechanics, then migrating them into the main one. If you go first person now, movement is already live in the same project from the start. So deciding whether you still want that, I'm just gonna go with first person. What else? Pick whichever matches what you want. Project name, location. Let's do project name. FE demo. Leave blueprint selected, not C++, desktop maximum quality preset, all fine for now. Setting the map to 0.6 kilometers. After the project opens, okay, let's open the project. Project names might not contain the following characters. Alright, let's just do... How about this one? Okay, that one is accepted. Let's go create. What is this? Save content. Okay, I think they're asking me if I want to keep all of this content. Let's just keep them. I can remove whatever I don't need. This is taking too long for just a sample project. I hope it won't take forever if I want to launch my project with all the maps and assets. I'm assuming this is only because it's the first time. It's still at 43%. Let's see what else I can do while the project is launching. Launch Unreal Engine and explore the viewport. Okay, I think I already achieved this one. Let's just check it here. Gameplay, Stain, Story, Fractured Earth. Let's see what else this one has. The material made a lot of objects explode when they sensed presence of humans around, and soldiers that were supposed to fight. This needs to go. Recycling resources happens only when a player is near a recycling bench, gathering specific items. Let's bring this one here in the gameplay. No, actually the same note. Let's do... Is this still launching? Why is it taking forever? Why is this taking forever? This is normal or a problem with your PC. First time you open a project or after certain changes, Unreal has to compile every shader used by the engine template before you can see or use anything. It's a one-time cost per project, not something that happens every launch. Okay, that's good to hear. Why feels slow? 5009 shaders is a lot, and shader completion is CPU heavy, not GPU heavy. So your RTX 5060 Ti doesn't help much here. Your Ryzen 7 with 8 cores is decent for this, but not a high core count workstation chip. So it'll still take real time. What to expect? First time compile on a fresh template project, commonly 5-20 minutes, depending on template complexity. What to do right now? Nothing. Let it finish. Alright, I'm just gonna let it finish. Recycling resources in crafting, items, crafting ammo and armor happen only when the player is near a recycling bench, which they must build by gathering specific items. A building that has a very confusing maze. The names of the people who contributed to the making of this game are stretched on walls as a thank you. I do want to build this confusing maze. I have a good idea for it. It's still work in progress, but yeah, I think I'm gonna come back to this one later. Next update will allow you to break into underground structure. Okay, the project launched. Let's go. Finally. Preparing shaders. Okay. Okay, this is a decent start. I got this. Now I want to make the island or just the blade that I can sculpt or move around to make the shape of the island. Or how does this work in Unreal? Does it have some kind of a way to make the island without me doing all the textures? Creating the landscape plate. Open your project. Alright. Open your project. Should already be past shader compiler now. Shift 2 or window landscape. Let's do Shift 2. No, Shift. two like this, or window or landscape. All right. In the landscape panel, where is the landscape panel? This one? No, where is it? Okay, landscape panel, here we go. Manage tab, this one. Confirm size is set to your 0.6 kilometers. Okay, I think I need to take a screenshot of this so the AI will know what's going on. This is the tab. Location, rotation, scale. Okay, this is a scale. So right now at 100. But I think this is like 100 meters or something. I should probably change it to 60,000 or something. I'm not sure what the number is or should be. And I need to delete all of this. Calculated. You're already very close. At these settings, your landscape works out to be 500 meters near 0.6 kilometers. So you don't need to build the grade. Just scale it slightly. 100 to 190. Okay, this is... I'm confused. Oh, okay, only the Y. Leave scale Z as is. The only affects max height range, not footprint size. I already changed it, so let's just go back to 100 like this. Leave everything else as is. Selection size. Click create. This will give you landscape roughly 600 meters. 600 meters. Let's do create. Alright, this is what I want. And the landscape editing scope. It's gonna take forever to zoom out. This will give you landscape material field, none, leave it. How do I just zoom out of here quickly? Shift, no, Alt. Okay, so shift and scroll helps me like a little bit zoom out. But it's still taking forever. There we are. Now let's, how do I resize this sculpt, brush size? Let's do that. No, let's just make let's make it uneven. No, the city has to be even because there's gonna be buildings and road, etc. Brush fallout. All right, so I'm trying to sculpt the shape of the island, but moving around is very slow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this tab as well. Now I'm gonna have to undo all of this. This is almost certainly the viewport camera speed setting, not a performance issue. Your specs are well above what's needed. Fix camera mode speed. Look at the top right corner. Here somewhere. There's a small camera icon. This one? Oh yeah, this has to be it. Yeah, okay, now I'm good. Let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, now I can move comfortably. Alright, how do I go to the top view? Top view has to be, I think, somewhere here as well. Not sure. Let's try and figure out without the help of AI. Perspective, top. Yeah, this is what I want. So how do I shape? No. Brush type, alpha brush, erase ramp, move. I need a move brush just to move the edges so they're not sharp like this. Total strength. Alright, so I need a brush that reshapes the landscape, the lens, so I can, so it's not sharp in the edges. That's the smooth brush next to a Razer. This one? Click smoke in the toolbar, set tool strength lower than sculpting. Around 0.2 and 0.3. Okay, I think I'm gonna need more. But it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Okay, let's move out of this top view perspective. Yeah, it's not really doing anything. Reduce brush size to something smaller and more targeted. Try. So you're always softening specific regions edges. Now click and drag over the sharp edges. Alright, so I'm gonna click this one and drag it. But it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. If the edges are still too sharp after smooth, two other tools help. Erosion stimulates natural weathering, good for breaking. Okay, this one. Let's try this one too. Nothing. These brushes are not working. The other one is noise. This one. Okay, the edges just are not moving for some reason. I need to watch a lot of tutorials before I do this. Let's max out the camera speed. That's a lot. Oh, I think this tool is good to make mountains, sculpt. Sculpting does not really fix the edges. Let's try hydro. Nothing. Flatten. Nothing really. Mirror. Visibility. Erase. Maybe erase is what I'm looking for. No, I think erase is just it removes all my brush and turns it into the flat surface it was before. Yeah, so none of this really help. Maybe I can just click this one, and manage, delete. Okay, I can delete cubes, alright. Spline. Wait, is this? I think this is what I need. Hold on. Let's go to top view. Let's click this. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a screenshot for this one. Delete, add, select, import, no. Create splines that will procedurally affect the land. Control Alt. Well, let's do Control Alt. Okay, I'm pressing all buttons, but I don't really know what's going on here. Hold Control Alt for more. The landscape splines tool is flexible system. Alright, I need to watch a tutorial later, tonight, or maybe tomorrow. Let's I'm not gonna save this project. I'm gonna start fresh. Don't save. Although it's gonna take again some time to relaunch it, the new one, but that's fine. Next, for the next and final task for today is make a basic shape for alien spaceship design. Okay. Let's see if I can get some kind of inspiration here. So I'm not gonna go with this shape. I'm gonna have to make it unique and something new, but it shouldn't be like it's human made. And now it should also make some sense. Maybe this one with the engines. But why is it like this shape? Let's see what I can come up with. So let's start with a cylinder. It's probably gonna have to be tall like this. It should have some kind of antennas to help them control the robots from the space. Maybe. I mean, there may be aliens, but they don't have to be very advanced technologically. They should still be somehow, they should still use like some of the tools that humans use. Like for example, engines, antennas. They're just, yeah, they're still. Okay, let's see what I can do here. So for example, let's say these are the antennas. There's gonna be 4 of them. Shift, Control. To apply the scale, then R in 90. Then we're gonna do R in 180. No, that's a lot. Shift and R in 90. We're gonna do another R90 and we go. So those are supposed to be the antennas, but I don't know. And then we're gonna need engines. There's gonna be like maybe 4 of them as well, something like this. I mean, I'm not in a rush to finish this, the design of the shape. I just want to get started on it today. Cursor to world origin. let's do R90. No, let's apply the transforms first. R90, and then Shift D to duplicate it, and then another R90, and duplicate this one as well. R90. Alright, so those are like the 4 engines. The antenna should probably be smaller. Smaller and closer to the body. Set origin to geometry. Smaller, maybe like this. And this one's gonna have to be beveled. But pretty much I think this is the basic shape. For now, of course. Let's just see what it could probably look like. So let's say this is the spaceship from the sky, and this is the character on the ground. So this is what it's probably gonna look like. Okay, I need to get a little bit further away from it. So probably like this. Let's change the, let's go to view and change the clip start to 1.0. No, actually it should be like 1 here. Alright, good. Okay, so it's gonna be just as, what is it? Let's push it to the side a little bit, like this. So yeah, it's gonna be visible, but it has to be bigger, I think, and further away from in the sky. I'm not sure how close it should be to Earth. But yeah, it's gonna be like this. And I think the engines should be on all time. And one of the items that you can find is a binocular, and you can pretty much see the ship from distance. But what's gonna keep it like powered for like 10 years, for example? Maybe it has like solar panels as well. But they're gonna need like a lot of solar powers to keep the engines going. And whatever devices they have inside the ship. So this one's gonna have to be big. Okay, let me discuss this with the AI and see. For the space ships, how big they should be. This is an idea I have now. Basically, in the bottom are the 4 engines, which will be on all time, and 4 antennas that the aliens use to get, I don't know, that the aliens use. For the engines, or let's just say, how, if the aliens are using solar panels. How many solar panels they will need to keep the spaceship powered? You've discovered the ships as needing to be in close range to attack the systems remotely and hovering over each continent for 10 years. How does their size relate to the requirement? And does it need to read as intimidating massive from ground level or something else? This model shows 4 engines and 4 antennas. Is the scale of the ship being driven by gameplay, what players can see interact with from the ground, or the model imported into Unreal Engine 5, or purely by story logic, how big something needs to be house alien tech? On power, you're introducing solar panels as the power source here for the first time. Does that fit with the ship that's been running continuously for 10 years already, or were you assuming? If solar is the power source, does the ship need to function on cloudy days? At night? I think the ship is going to be above the clouds. The ship will be very large and above the cloud. So they can access the sun all times. Okay, not all times. If the Earth rotates, so the ships need to rotate with it as well. And if each ship is like above each continent, so they have to move with the Earth to follow the continent, the cloud, so they can access the sun all time. But how big do you think? I need an answer here, not a question. It should be to cover the needs of alien technology. Keep in mind that they might have some efficient hardware. What else? If solar is the power, solar is just one way. Solar is, is engine antenna count and power source something players will ever see or interact with in gameplay, or is this purely background lore? The ships are for background, always visible in the sky, unless it's cloudy day. So they are not on the sky of Earth, but in space, just very close to the, I don't know what is this layer called above the sky, like to the layer, let's just say layer outside of the Earth. I don't know what it's called. That's your call to make. I've been volunteering an opinion. I need an answer here. You've said very large and positioned above the clouds at this edge of space. What's your reference point for very large? Are you picturing something the size of a city, a mountain, a small moon? Okay, I need to export this shape to the, and then decide. Hold on, let's do export. Let's do FBX, desktop, export. Now I'm gonna save, probably I won't even save this. Let's go back to the Earth file. I'm gonna need to delete this and do it. I'm gonna do the content properly, but for now they should work. Just do whatever. Let's just bring in the model, import FBX, this one. Right, so where is the ship? Yeah, this is not what I wanted, but okay, hold on. I think I can fix this. Let's do medium point. Yeah. Then bring it down closer to the planet. So the ships need to be probably as big as this. But I'm wondering how big they're gonna look in the game. They're probably gonna block huge parts of the sun. So let's just make them a little bit smaller, maybe like this. Or even smaller. There's gonna be like as many as probably each one shape for each continent, like this. Or just like this. No. There we go. So this one for this continent, and this one for this continent, and so on. Maybe because of gravity, I think it's fine if I rotated them like this. Let's do 90. They could probably stay like this. So let's do that. And yeah. Okay, now I need to know how big they're gonna look. Go random and join. I need to fix this mess. There's an add-on that I need to enable first called, go to add-ons. I think it's called loop something. No, edit tool. I don't know what it's called. Basically, yeah, I'm gonna have to find it later. But let's delete these ones for now. Let's do a new circle. Let's add a subdivision to this one as well, just so that it's a little bit smoother, like that. And let's see what I can do with this. I'm gonna try and connect this one so I can have a quad mesh. Okay, this should work for now. I just want to have enough geometry to work with. Yeah, that's enough. And these will be like the continents, but they're not gonna be perfectly square. Let's do this, and then this. Almost like the shape of the island. Okay, so these two, this is the North Pole continent, and this is the South. I don't know which one is North or South. And then these are the other continents. So on this side is going to be one there, and another one here, and then another one here. Basically, I think there's going to be more than just 10. There's going to be a lot of small, almost evenly sized continents, which means there's going to be a lot of ships as well. Do that one like this. Let's add a shrink wrap. Yeah, just like this. Let's add as well a solidify modifier, so it's a little bit visible. There we go. Let's do -3 like that. And then we're gonna duplicate it. This is the I'm supposed to make this shape, not the Earth 3D model, but yeah, let's just make these three so I can see how these ships are gonna look like from the sky, from space. Yeah, so basically like this. And then the spaceship will be here. Maybe a little bit closer and smaller. Just like that. Let's add subdivision surface to this one. And do -2. Same for this one as well. -2. And this one too. That's pretty much it. The antennas need to be smaller. This is too big. Let me add one continent here for this spaceship on top. Probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 12 continents. Which means 12 ships. But they're not gonna be 12 ships in the game. This is just for like for a trailer or something. Okay, let's make the antennas smaller. And they probably should point down towards the ground. The engine's a little bit smaller as well, like this. And the antennas should be flipped so they're pointed towards the ground. Let's turn individual origins and let's do 180 like this, and then we can flip these two. Then bring them down a little bit. It says the ship should be a little bit smaller. These ones should be at a little bit of an angle here, like this. So that whatever's signal there should be going like this and cover the entire continent. Might just add a mirror. Let's do set origin to geometry, and then cursor to selected, and set origin to 3D cursor. Set cursor to selected, set origin to 3D cursor like that. Perfect. Then we're gonna duplicate it. The engines are smaller compared to the antennas. Yeah, this is it. You mentioned efficient hardware as factor. Does that push you towards smaller ship, less material needed to house efficient tech? Or does the ship size need to stay large regardless? The shape, maybe the ship probably needs to be bigger because the aliens inside, maybe like a small group or team of them, need to have enough resources to last or stay on Earth for as long as it takes for humanity to go extinct. One per continent, permanently stationed for 10 years. Does the size need to account for any function beyond the attacking system remotely, housing troops, robots, manufacturing, or is it purely a stationary signal attack platform? The ships are stationary. Probably their goal is to hack the system and stay connected and then control, not for war or attacking with weapons. That's a sketch for the idea. For the idea. This is chip sounds for war or attacking with weapons, but your existing lore has robots hunting and killing en masse. You require material armor that only material based bullets are the ships, and the robots doing super jobs. Ships controls robots, physical extermination, or does the ship itself need any combat capability? Okay, so no combat capabilities for the ships. Small young crew needing to last as long as it takes for humanity to go extinct. Implies they need their own resource, life, support needs. But you've already established the robot material is an infinite self-recycling. Instead, the goal is to hack the system and stay connected and in control. Is this an active, ongoing process for the full 10 years, meaning the ship needs a sustained power output the whole time? Or was the hack a one-time event at arrival and the ship's current role is just maintaining presence oversight? The ship presence is to maintain control and control over the robots. It's like, I don't know, to maintain control of the robots. If the crew is small and the ship is large, is that size gap intentional? Okay, I'm not gonna go into the spaceship or the inside. We're never gonna see the aliens in this game. All we're gonna know about aliens is their ship and what they're doing. That's it. Sum up this new part. This new. Sum this up. I think that's it for tonight. And this is basically what the ship could look like. Of course, it's gonna be much better than this with a lot of details in solar panels. They're not gonna look like solar panels. They're gonna be like glass, of course. And the engine on all the details. So yeah, this is basically what it's gonna look like. Let's save this project. Patriot Earth alien ship proposed summary. The alien ship's ongoing role is to maintain control of the robots. They are stationary presences positioned above the clouds at the edge of space to stay within range for this control function. They are not designed for war or direct weapons-based attack. Yeah, let's gameplay story. They use solar panels to stay powered. That's pretty much it. So I didn't make a basic shape for the alien spaceship design. I'm just gonna have to add all the details, like I don't understand what this is. So on the surface it's just gonna be normal with solar panels like glass. There will be no lights. I don't think aliens need lights, but there's gonna be like fire from the engine like this. And what else? Let's see. Yeah, that's I think that's all. Just a simple alien spaceship. Maybe like this, but I think this is too much. More like this with these panels. But it's gonna be like black glass panels, which will be the solar panels for them. Yeah. I'm gonna continue working on this tomorrow, I think. Because it's gonna be my schedule. I'm gonna go live, like, for example, 2 days in a row and then take 1 day off and then 2 more days and a day off. I think that's a realistic schedule that I can stick to, because if I try to go live every day, I'm just gonna get tired. So yeah, that's it for today.